Hello, welcome to this week's Level 1 class. So again, we're going to work on our abs. We've got next week will be the final week of the block. So we're going to push the abs a little bit more this week and challenge them a little bit extra. We're going to need the circle for today's class, or cushion at home, and we'll get started. So come on to hands and knees. So hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips, tuck the elbows in, tuck the toes underneath the feet. We're going to lift the knees up a couple of inches and lower. So we're going to go for 5. Pinch the elbow, or pinch the shoulder blades together, lift and lower. 2, 3, 4, and hold this one. And we're going to march the feet up and down, keeping the hips in the centre of the mat, so don't swing the hips from side to side as you lift the feet up and down. Keep the elbows pointing towards the toes, and then rest the knees back down. Good. Next one, we're going to lift the hands up. So the final one of the 5, pinch the shoulder blades together, lift the knees up, and lift the hands up. One at a time. Make sure the hips don't swing side to side. Good. One last one in each hand. And then rest the knees down. Perfect. We're going to do some push-ups next. Some of our T push-ups. So we're going to come from our knees. Nice straight line from the shoulders to the knees, through the hips. We're going to point the elbows back again. Come down into a push-up. Back up. Swing the right hand to the ceiling, and down to the push-up, back up, left hand to the ceiling, and down, into the push-up, elbows are in by the side, come back up, right hand to the ceiling, and down, pinch the shoulder blades back, elbows are in, back up, left hand. One last one, each side, shoulder blades are together, bend the elbows, back up, right hand to the ceiling. And the last one on the right hand side, left hand to the ceiling, and back down, and rest down onto the mat. Perfect. Hands either side of the shoulders, pinch the shoulder blades back, and we're going to arch the back. Keep the hips on the mat, so we're loosening out the spine, coming into extension, and lower. Good. If you want to make it easier, bring the hands forward, like this. So you don't come up as high. Back down. If you want to make it harder, bring the hands down to the lower ribs and lift, and you get more of an extension through the lumbar spine. And lower. Good. Go for something in the middle around the shoulders. Pinch the shoulder blades back, elbows pointing to the toes, lift and lower back down. Perfect. Now come back onto the heels. So sit on the heels, stretch the arms out in front. We're coming to flexion now this time. So we're just going to hold this position. Walk the hands further down the mat. Keeping the hips as close to the heels as you can. And then walk a little further again. Perfect. And bring the hands out to the left. Feel a big stretch on the right side. So we're coming to lateral flexion, so it's side bending movement. Good. Hands out to the right. And the same thing. Nice big stretch all the way down this left side. And reach the hands further and further away, and you feel more into the lats up high on the left side of the back. Good. Back to the middle. And then reach the left hand underneath the right. So we're isolating that rotation to the upper part of the spine. And you feel a stretch between the shoulder blade and the spine on the right side. And left hand underneath the right arm. And you feel it stretch in this region along here. So your rhomboids. And then back to the middle. Perfect. We'll turn over onto our back now. So head resting on the head block, knees bent, feet on the mat. We're going to grab the circle, or your cushion. We're going to do a little bit of work for the pelvic floor. So relax back, squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, spine is imprinted. We're keeping the rib cage down. 9, one last one, 10 and hold. Left leg out and in, right leg out and in. Left and right. Left and right, halfway there, left, right, keep the leg that isn't moving as still as you can. So you drop the right leg out, keep the pelvis level, and right leg comes back in. So we're working the pelvic floor in different ways here. We're building the strength of it by working the adductors. We're learning to isolate one leg at a time. And next one we're going to start to do is a bit of speed into that contraction, which is really important as well. So 10 quick squeezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And then rest the legs. Perfect. So we're building a little bit of strength, a little bit of power with that one. So it's a bit of speed into the contraction of those muscles. And then the next one, we're going to build a bit of endurance. So it's the main ways you can build up kind of the attributes of a muscle is strength, power, and endurance. So to get the endurance, we pop the circle back between the thighs, squeeze nice and tight, hands by the side, imprint the spine, rib cage comes down, hands by the side, reach them to the bottom of the mat and beat the hands. 2, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 and out, 2, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Keep the chest up nice and high. Drop the shoulder blades back, squeezing the abs. And remember, imprint the spine as well. So roll that pelvis back. Good. Breathe in, 2, 4, 5, out, 2, 4, 5. 3 more breaths. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 2 breaths. Have the elbows point down, palms facing down. And last breath in, roll up a little bit higher. 3, 4, 5. Rest the head down and relax. Perfect. So you work the adductors in different ways when the hips are at 45 degrees, 90 degrees and 0 degrees. We get different areas of the adductors working. So there's different muscles in there. We're just targeting each one, putting a little bit of bias on certain ones and taking it away. So for the next exercise, we're going to bring legs to tabletop. So knees over the hips, spine is imprinted, and again we're going to build some strength in the pelvic floor and in the adductors. 2, 3, so squeezing the circle of the cushion. 4, 5, 6, keep the shins parallel, relax the shoulders. 9 and 10, left leg out for 10, so for 5, 2, 3, keep the chin parallel. 4, 5, and right leg stays still. Now we're going to move the right leg, left leg stays still. 3, 4, 5, and then 10 quick ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grab the circle and rest the feet down. Good. So strength and power again in that region. And then the next one, we're going to build the endurance again. So imprint the spine, hands by the side, legs to tabletop. Again, keep the shins parallel, squeeze the circle, reach the hands to the bottom of the mat, chin tucks in, head and shoulders up, and beat the hands. 2, 4, 5, breathe out. 2, 4, 5 and in. 2, 4, 5, out. 2, 4, 5 in. 2, 4, 5, out. 2, 4, 5. Keep the shoulders back. Out. 2, 4, 5. Go halfway there. And out. 2, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 4, 5. Out. 2, 4, 5. Good. Keep the shins parallel. Keep squeezing that circle nice and tight. And out. 2, 4, 5. Last 2 breaths in. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze the circle. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest the head down. And then bring the feet down. Perfect. So, for the next one, with the hips at 0 degrees, we're going to come up into a bridge. We're going to work the muscles that way. So, bend the knees, feet on the mat, circle between the thighs, squeeze the circle nice and tight, imprint the spine, roll the hips back, lift the hips up and lower. Keep the circle squeezed the whole time. 2 and down. 3 and down. 4, back down. So we're building the endurance of the pelvic floor muscles here. We're coming up into that 0 degrees. So we're going from 45 to 0. So we're not truly in 0 the whole time, but this is a more natural way of working. So your pelvic floor tightens and your legs move back and forward as if you're walking down the street. Good. One last one. Lift and lower back down. And give the legs a rest. So, a lot of Pilates is we hold a muscle in a certain position. It's not always that way in real life. We want to be able to brace and hold the muscle. We want to be able to move the limbs around. It's really important to be able to do that. So next one, circle between the thighs. Squeeze the circle nice and tight. Imprint the spine. Lift the hips up nice and high. Drop the two knees out and in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push the hips to the ceiling. 5, 6, but squeeze the abs. 7, so we keep the back flat. 8, 9, 10, and hold. Drop the left leg to the side for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right leg to the side for 5. We keep the left leg still. 2, 3, hips nice and high. 4, 5. 10 quick squeezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Roll the pelvis down one vertebra at a time. And then relax the legs. Perfect. We're going to do one more of the circle. We're going to get rid of it. One of our adductor muscles on the inside of the groin crosses over the knee. We're going to work on it next. So relax the arms by the side. Circle between the thighs. Imprint the spine. Brace the core. Rest the hands down. Straighten the right leg. Slide the right foot out. And in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you slide the leg out, push the heel out first. 6, so the toes always point up. 7, 8, 9, one last one. 10. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, slide the heel out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Bend the knee and rest the feet down. We're going to hold the circle in the hands for the next one, so we're going to do a little bit for the shoulders. So reach the hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to squeeze the circle gently, push the fingers to the ceiling, drop the shoulders back. Push the fingers up, drop the shoulders back. So it's a very small movement, just a couple of inches. What I want you to focus on is keeping the elbows locked out. So as you push the hands to the ceiling, the elbows are straight. As you drop the shoulders back, don't bend the elbows. Keep the elbows straight the whole time. Hands to the ceiling, and let the shoulders slide back to the mat. Keep those elbows locked. Point to the elbows, pointing to the toes. Reach the hands up, and drop back. Good. Now keep the circle squeezed. Imprint the spine. Legs to tabletop. We're going to tap the right foot. We're going to tap the left foot. Good. Right foot, left foot. So we're bringing some focus to the lower abs. Right foot, left foot, keeping the circle squeezed. Elbows pointing to the toes. Good. Now 2 feet together and 2 hands back behind the head. 1. So we're going to tap the circle off the mat and we're going to tap the toes off the mat at the same time. 3. Good. Focus on keeping the ribs down. 4. 5. 5 more. Good. 4 more. Focus on keeping the ribs down at the end. Really imprint that spine. Just before the toes tap. Really push back into the mat. Last 2. Keep the elbows pointing down towards the toes. 1 last one. Keep the elbows locked out as you reach back behind the head. And then bring the feet down. Perfect. Lead the circle down to the side now. We're going to bring the right knee into the chest. Loop the fingers around the front of the knee so you can hold it in nice and tight. Drop the shoulders back into the mat. Lift the hips and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep the knee nice and tight. Last one. And back down. So as you lift the hips up, the knee comes in an arc overhead, doesn't reach up to the ceiling. Left knee in nice and tight, drop the shoulders back, lift and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. And back down. And rest the feet down. Good. Next one, we're going to work the adductor muscles. So I told you we work the strength, the power and the endurance. For the last one that we worked, the gracilis, goes over the knee. We only worked the strength, so we just squeezed in and out. We're going to leave out the power for that. More than likely the circle will fly off. We're going to try and work a little bit of endurance. So we're going to squeeze the circle nice and tight. Extend the right knee, arms by the side. Lift the hips and lower. 1, 2, 3. Engage the abs. 4. Keep the circle nice and tight. 5. If it's going to wriggle free, just reset it. 6, 7. Extend the right leg. 8. Keep the hips level as you lift up. 9. One last one. 10. Bend the right knee. Give the legs a little rest for a second. And we're going to work the left leg next. So this is the added benefit of getting the glutes, which makes it harder because your glutes and your adductors are opposing muscles. So as you switch one on, the body wants to switch the other one off. So it pulls the leg in that direction. So as you do this, you get that co-contraction, which gives the better brain a better control over the muscles. Squeeze the circle, straighten the left leg. Left leg's extended. Lift the hips and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one last one, 10, and back down. Rest the legs and leave the circle down to the side. Perfect. Next one, we're going to do our dead bug exercise. This is where you're in toe tap and we're going to bring one hand to the opposite hand back behind the head. So this builds better control around the upper abs, the upper transverse abdominis, and it keeps the ribs down and in nice and tight, linking the upper and lower body together better. Hands to the ceiling, imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, tap the right foot off the mat, left hand off the mat. Good. Legs to tabletop, left foot, right hand. Perfect. Remember, keep the left arm and the right arm extended the whole time. So don't bend as you go to touch behind your head, otherwise it just makes it really easy. It's going to keep the elbows extended, legs to tabletop. Remember, focusing on the imprint. If you don't imprint, this exercise is simple. It's not difficult. The difficulty comes from reinforcing that imprint, squeezing the back into the mat, keeping the rib cage down. Good, I'm confusing myself. Which hands up, which legs I'm moving, and back to the ceiling, and bring the feet down. So said earlier, Pilates is about holding positions a lot of the time, but it doesn't have that movement to the arms and legs, and that's really important. So this is a perfect exercise for that. As you walk down the street, your left leg and your right arm move in unison, whether it's forward or back together. And the same with the opposite muscle, and it counteracts any rotation that's happening through the body, and it keeps you moving in a straight line. So these exercises help to have that carry through when we're building up the strength. Next one, straighten the legs onto the mat, hands back behind the head. We're going to roll up into sitting. Arms forward, chin to the chest, up nice and tall at the top. Arms are parallel to the floor and elbows are pointing down. 1. Good. Nice and soft onto the mat. 2. Chest forward, shoulders back. Good. 3. We're going to do 2 more. We're going to change things then for the second 5. 4. Back down. And just nice and slow and controlled the whole way through. Use the arms for a little bit of momentum as you roll up, but be under control, or have your movement totally under control at all times. We're going to grab the circle or the pillow if you have it there. Arms straight to the ceiling. Bring the hands back behind the head. And we're going to roll up, gently squeezing that circle. Now remember, elbows point down. So when you squeeze, you want to point the elbows out, keep them locked out, and keep them twisted to the mat. Good. This is number 2. Chest up nice and tall at the end. We have 3 more. 3. Last 2. Elbows pointing down. Good, up nice and tall, chest forward at the end, control on the way back down. And one last one, elbows extended, rolling up. Good, and stay there. Leave your cushion when you circle down to the side. You're going to do my favourite exercise for March. We're going to be rolling like a ball. Hands onto the front of the shin, straighten the spine, elbows up nice and high, rock back onto the hips, chin to the chest, roll back, and up. Straighten out at the top, bend the knees, chin to the chest, rolling back onto the shoulders. So you keep the knees bent, elbows nice and high, shoulder blades are pinched down all the time. So you tuck the chin to the chest, you round the spine, onto the shoulders, back up at the top. Good. 2 more, chin to the chest, curl the spine, roll onto the shoulders, pop yourself back up, chest forward, shoulders back. One last one, chin to the chest, rolling back, back up, chest forward, and don't let the feet touch the mat until now. Perfect. Roll back down, nice and slow. Great. I'm going to move away from the wall, slowly creeping over that way. Next one, we're going to do some flutter kicks. So we're going to rest the hands down. We're only going to work the lower abs here. So resting the head down, imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, straighten the legs to the ceiling, and just small kicks in opposite directions. 2, 3, squeeze the back into the mat. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees, bring the feet down. So you can see deliberately I'm counting slowly, and the slower you do the movement, the more work you're going to get your abs. If you speed that kicking forward and backwards up quite quick, you're going to get more work to the thighs, but we're focusing on the ab work today. So we're going to do our double leg lowers next. Imprint the spine, breathe out as you do that, pull the rib cage down, legs to tabletop again and straighten to the ceiling. Focus on the imprint, lower the legs and lift. And again, nice slow smooth movements. 2, 3, 4, rest the head down. 5, 6, 7, 8, relax the shoulders. 9, last one, 10. Bend the knees and bring the feet down. You might notice as you do these exercises, you start to curl the chest, shrug the shoulders up, try to drop them back in. Relax the hands into the mat beside you. Try to relax the upper body as much as you can. Perfect. Next one, we're going to advance the flutter kicks just a little bit. We're going to try and again tie in some upper ab work and bring the upper body into it. So we're going to imprint the spine, legs to tabletop. We're going to straighten the legs to the ceiling. 2 hands to the back of the right calf, roll yourself up, lower the left heel down as far as you want, as long as you're keeping the imprint, and switch. 3, 4, keep the elbows tucked in. 5, 6, 7, shoulders drop back. 8, 9, 10. Legs to the ceiling, bend the knees, rest the head down, and feet down onto the mat. Good. Next one, we're going to do 5 roll-ups. Sorry, into teaser. So our teaser prep exercise. So we're going to do some roll-ups into bow pose. So imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, hands back behind the head, arms forward, chin to the chest, onto the back of the hips. Perfect. That's 1, 20% there. 2, back down, 40%. Flying through it when we want to do 5. Good. At the top, arms in parallel to the floor, and then control back down. 4, and back down. Good. One last one. Up nice and tall, chest is forward, and we're going to stay there. Rest the heels onto the mat. Perfect. Last few minutes, we're going to do a little bit for the back. We're going to tie a little bit of back work and ab work together. So again, linking the upper and lower body. So hands back either side of the mat, pinch the shoulder blades together, chest is forward. We're going to bring the ab work in as we bring the feet off the mat. So ankles, knees, hips, 90 degrees. Straighten the right leg, straighten the left leg. Straighten the right, straighten the left. As we do this now, a lot of work into the back, into the lower traps. A lot of work into the thighs. That's where we're focused. If we lean back a little bit more and lift the heels up, we're starting to bring the abs into it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So heels are up off the mat. 8, 9, 10. Rest the heels down, have a rest. So we start to bring the abs down as we take support away. We're going to bring it another step further if we can. So if you can't bring the heels up, just stick with the leg kicks. If you can lift the heels up, try the next one. So we're going to lift the heels up off the mat. Chest comes forward, pinch the shoulder blades. We're going to reach the arms in front into boat pose. Right leg, left leg. Right leg, left leg. Right leg, left. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keeping the spine straight. Hands back, heels down, and relax. So we start to bring more ab work into it there. And that's what I want to get you doing. We're balancing the back of the hips. So it's difficult, but really good work. Next, what we're going to do, we're starting to build into teasers. What we're going to do is we're going to kick the 2 legs together. We're going to break this down to 3 exercises again. So, knees together, sit back into your hands a little bit more for this one. Pinch the shoulder blades, chin is tucked in. Kick the 2 legs, heels back to the mat. Kick the 2 legs and heels back down. We're going to go for 5 of these. Pinch the shoulder blades, kick and lower. 3, 4, twist those elbows towards each other so we really squeeze the shoulder blades. Last one, 5, and rest. So I want you to point to the elbow, should come all the way around, trying to almost face each other. As you do this next one, this time we're going to let the heels hover if you can. If you need to put them down, you can do that, but try and keep them off the mat. Extend and bend. 1, 2, 3, chest forward. 4, squeeze the shoulder blades together. 5, rest the heels and rest down. You know what's coming next. Hands out in front if you can. So we're going to take the hands away. So again, we're going to lift the heels up, chest forward, bring the arms out in front. Keep the knees at the same height all the time between your wrists. Extend and bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest the heels and rest the hands down. Perfect. We're going to do a little bit of stretching now to finish off. So, not as much hard work, because I've challenged you really hard there. We've gone beyond some of the beginner stuff. We're just trying to challenge things a little bit harder and progress it on each week. So we're going to stare straight forward. I'm going to stretch the left side of our neck. So right hand over the top of the head, right ear to right shoulder, and looking straight forward or slightly up. You can rest the hand on something, so you get more of a stretch to the scaling muscles. You can bring the hand down by your side. You can sit on it or stretch it down. You might just stretch going further down the neck towards the shoulder. We get more of the upper traps. Perfect, and switch sides. Left ear to the left shoulder, left hand over the top of the head. Pull your right shoulder back and down if you want to get the traps. Or relax the shoulder, let it round if you want to get your scalenes. So scalenes are right on the side of the neck. Traps sweep down towards the shoulder. Good. Perfect. And then back to the middle. Keep your chest up tall. We're going to look to stretch the left scapula on the left, so nose to the right armpit. Right hand over the top of the head. Again, bring that left arm down by the side. Pull the shoulder blade back. And keep the chest up nice and tall. Perfect. Back to the middle. Nose to the left shoulder. Left hand over the top of the head. Pull the right shoulder blade back. Good. Keeping the shoulder blades back and down. Perfect. And then come back to the middle. That's today's class. I hope you enjoyed it. We advanced on some of those exercises. We linked the lower body to the upper body through the core muscles. And we've always split them in half to upper and lower abs. So we're trying to link them and build into more natural functional movements where you get the legs moving opposite each other like they would in everyday life. I hope you enjoyed the class. I'll see you again next week. Bye bye.